All right, welcome back. Before this, the interview started, I was talking to our producer Sam to highlight and call it the theater of dreams, obvious because of my obvious bias. But anyway, it's okay. We'll still talk about acting and theater as it is. And to help us in that conversation, I allow them to introduce themselves. Yeah. So the ladies still, then the gentleman, and then.
My name is Mwajuma Bell. I am an actor.
Right. My name is Peter Kawa. I'm also an actor.
Peter Kawa, kama kawa.
Kama kawaida.
Kama kawa.
My name is Jackie Nyaminde. I'm an actor, radio presenter. Kama kuna kitu unataka kununua. I'm also a hawker.
All right. So I guess first of all, you can tell us how all this happened, meeting and about Edufa.
Edufa, it's the current production that you are doing.
Okay.
The producer is Gilbert Lucalia. The production is Gilbert Productions, and we all of us are in the cast. And in the play, I'm doing the role of Abena. Abena is Edufa's younger sister.
What are some of her character traits?
Her character traits. She's
like you.
Abena is a very musical person. One, she loves the brother Edufa so very much, and she's an interesting young girl. Yeah, 18 years around.
The same can be said with you. Interesting and 18. And 18.
Musical.
Musical. Yeah. What about you?
I'm playing Edufa.
I'm
the title character.
The title sponsor.
I'm playing a rich guy. A rich guy who has amassed a lot of wealth. But shida ni kwamba he wants to be selfish with it. Kwamba wealth yake anataka to die for him. But the guy, does not want to, go the long haul to save her life. He'd prefer to hold on to his material wealth than to save her life.
So it's like a politician.
Actually, ni mtu wa watu tena sana.
Mtu wa watu.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. What about Jackie?
Jackie plays the character of Segua. Segua is the house help, and she's been with this family for so long. She's become part of the family, so she knows everything that goes right and wrong in this home, and she's very worried because she loves this family. She loves the kids. She loves Zampoma, who is Edufa's wife, and she knows that Edufa has done something wrong that could cost his wife's life, but he just doesn't want to correct it, So you see all the emotions in the play. You see her worried. You see her trying to tell Edufa, you know what, let's look for help, But of course, because he's very proud, he doesn't even want the people outside to know that something is actually wrong here and that his wife could die on this very day.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do you feel? Because obviously there was an aim or an end to a message, a take home from what most of your characters are, and they're very relatable actually. Most of this, because of course house helps always know what's happening. They have like an ear everywhere, and now where they spread it and how they use the information is a whole other story. But how do you guys feel like some of those characters related? What will people be taking home after that? We'll start with you again.
The play talks about traditions, basically African traditions, and so this comes out very strongly in the play. So some of the traditions we have as Africans, are they what? Do we still relate? Do we still do them right now, or should we let go of them? Do they affect us in any way? Yeah.
And I think actually the interesting thing, just to add up to our point, it's all about culture, but at the end of the day, it's a very contemporary society. The setup is very, as in Niasai. And the interesting thing is, hata sahi tukiwa tumevaa hizi suti zetu and we are driving the Mark X's out there, in the back rooms, we are still consulting the charlatans and the unfortunately.
Shaking the stones.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's a story you hear every other time, especially now that we are headed towards the election. You see very well educated, even politicians, and you get to know that they actually go to seek these dark powers when it's you know, when it's time, because they actually want to get this seat. They don't just believe that their campaigns or the projects that they have done is good enough. They still feel like no, I need something more. I want to be sure that I'm gonna grab this, you know. And it's the same thing, because when you look at Edufa he's an educated guy. You know, when you look at his character,
educated.
Probably, you know, his parents have taken him through good schools, you know, but he still seeks all these powers of diviners and stuff like that, just to elongate his life, you know.
Right, very interesting. And of course, we obviously Jay will be also talking to some more of the cast on the other side as well. But talking about theatre itself and how it's now kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say coming of age, like it's now becoming more popular. What would you have to say as players in that industry? What would you have to say about that?
I think right now the industry is really improving. In the past, Kenyans were not really into going to theaters and watching performances and all that, and even the standards right now are pretty high. The productions that are coming up are quite good, and it's worth going and watching. It's coming along pretty well.
Do you feel like there is enough support? Is there more that needs to be done? Or what would you say about that?
It's quite a hassle actually to get some support from you know, people like, you know, the corporates and the government. We'd really love to see actually people coming on board and supporting such projects, because we as artists, there's so much that we can offer, and there is a voice that we can actually have even as artists. But if only we could just you know, find some people just to come on board and see what they can actually do to help us, and then just articulating our visions out there.
And even sometimes it's not even just about the corporate. Apart from that, even just seeing the whole field up,
right,
that is good enough. You know, we just want you to come and watch. The moment you're there, then that is good enough. The word will always spread and people will come, you know, more and more people will come. You know, yesterday was our opening night, and we were actually amazed at the number of people who came, because usually, especially because it was a weekday, you know, and the show was starting at 7 p.m. and you're like, hey, manze wase watakuja kweli. And then you get onto stage and you look at the audience and you're like, hey, not bad, you know. We even had the representatives from the High Commission of Ghana, and we were like, wow, this is really good. So yeah, that's the sort of support we'd also love to see.
Yeah, so to get it more filled up as well.
Yes.
All right, so I see Joey is also ready on the other side. We'll be tossing it over to her a little bit shortly. But more about, you know, acting in theatre. Like it is a platform where you know, many people actually who are where they are today started in theatre. So is there enough in that field, enough mentorship going on? What's the space like, you know, for somebody who wants to come out, especially with the microwave generation, when what's happening in that space in terms of that, in that regard?
There's something brewing in the industry at the moment, and we can actually see people trying to fill up spaces that were vacant in stuff. So in terms of workshops and trainings, even as we speak right now, from here we are supposed to be attending a workshop that is at the National Theatre by a friend called Aroji and Nini Washera. So people are trying to fill in these spaces and make sure that our artists are well equipped and well skilled to make sure that we have a vibrant industry. Yeah, something is working out. There's something coming.
And also when I was in high school, I don't want to say my age, but the drama was more of nilienda nikamwambia alafu akafanya it was very, but these days, like, I guess you're saying it's more modern, like
people are taking it serious.
It's actually tunataka kuichukulia job sasa. You know, that's why tunatenda ma trainings na vitu kama hizo.
All right, cool. Of course, the conversation goes on. If you want to plug into that conversation, the hashtag to use is my breakfast. I want to toss it over to Joey, who is on the other side. Joey?
All right, so I am standing here with two more thespians or actors who are involved in that production that Willis has been talking about. I'll have them introduce themselves, starting with the lady.
My name is Veronica Washeke, and yes, I'm an actress, currently in the play Edufa that is showing at the Kenya National Theatre.
Okay.
I'm Mano William. I'm an actor and a voice artist.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your journey as actors. How did that start? How long have you been in the business? Is theatre your main focus? Have you done other work? Tell us a little bit about that.
The journey of an actor here in Kenya, I don't think anyone has a very smooth one.
Right.
And I'm not different. I've been in it for, I think, 8 years now.
Okay.
Eight years. It started, I knew this is what I wanted to do, but of course I don't know what avenues to follow. Mm-hmm. But I started with just seeing posters at the Kenya National Theatre, and I always used to see adverts in the papers for public shows, comedies and whatnot, and I thought, yeah, that's what I want to do. But now when I went for the auditions, I didn't know that I was auditioning for the school set book plays. So I was picked, and we did the traveling theatre things. And by then I was not, I had not gone into, it was after high school, so I had not gone into college and campus. So as I did the set books, I joined college, and after I did my school, I decided that I want to do this full time. Mm-hmm. And
was that a scary decision for you?
I was young and experimental.
Okay, gotcha.
So it was not very scary for me as it was for my parents and my people who wanted something greater for me. Mm-hmm. They didn't encourage me, of course. And at first it was fun and games. I was getting the gigs here and there, and the money seemed exciting and whatnot. But when I was in it for like 4 years is when it started hitting me, when we had these dry spells and whatnot, that are you sure this is what you want to do?
Yeah.
And and I decided yes, I was sure. I took the risk, and I wouldn't say that I regret, because I have come to do so many different projects, and I've come to mature so much in the business, mm-hmm. in the industry, mm-hmm. both my skills and also financially and mm-hmm. stuff like that. So I can't regret.
That's 8 years. Encouraging to hear. Yeah. Did you have any regret, fears along the way, or were you sure?
No, I wasn't certain, because actually mine is how it started. I wanted to become a priest.
Okay.
So
wow.
There I was, this nice boy, an altar server, and then it just hit me. You know what? There's a script to this mass, there's costumes, there's singing, there's dancing, there's leading, there's something abstract, and I realized that all along I've just been in a performance and not actually intending to be a priest. So from there I went to Transworld Radio, where I was doing voiceovers for them. Mm-hmm. You know, during Easter, where you have the way of the cross, and I would mm-hmm. narrate that na Yesu akafika hapa. Yeah, and from there I went to the Kenya National Theatre, just like her, and auditioned for set books. And yes, since then I've just been in one production to the next until now. Yeah. I think it's now my 10th year. Yeah.
Wow, quite a while. Tell us a little bit about the characters that you're playing in this production.
I'm playing Ampoma in this play, Edufa. Ampoma is the wife of Edufa. Edufa is near millionaire. He's a rich guy. The script is a West African script, Ghana, and you know the rich people there have oil mines and stuff, yeah? So he's one of those. He's a very rich guy. The wife really loves her husband. So one time the husband is in a place and there is a diviner, and the diviner casts a spell on him. Edufa is not scared. He thinks his money can buy him anything. And the diviner tells him that this spell, the only way it can disappear if it's someone dies for you. And Edufa is like, yeah, of course, I have people love me. Someone will of course want to die for me. Little did he know that his wife is the one who will volunteer to die for the husband. And it's too late now. The wife has said she loves him, she will die for him. At first it was a joke. But now, when it was serious, the diviner told him, you have to give up some of your wealth and stuff like that to denounce this spell that has been cast. And still he thinks that he can buy other bigger diviners too, to, you know,
Get rid of
that spell. So Mpoma is a very loving wife. She has 2 children, and she loves her husband so much she would die for him. But now the spell is actually working, and she's ailing. Okay. She's ailing. Years after that spell was cast, she's about to die, but she's okay with it because it's for her husband.
Yeah, for love.
For love.
I'm assuming you're not playing a priest or a pastor. Tell us about your character.
I'm playing a character called Senchi. Senchi is Edufa's longtime friend. Senchi is a wanderer. He's a guy who's musically inclined, you know. He can write a beat. He's a traveler. He's a poem artist, a poet. He's just a mixture of everything. He has no place to go. I mean, he's just wandering and making music and moving up and down. He loves drinking. He loves women. He loves music, in that order.
In that order. Thanks for clarifying. Now, another thing, you know, a lot of young actors coming up and actresses kind of feel like, you know, the theater game in Kenya is kind of like a unique fraternity where not everyone can just kind of rush in there. It's like not so open to the public is what I hear people saying. Would you agree with that statement?
Well, not really. I think they're actually a bit deceived because right now I think TV is one that is becoming open to everyone.
Yeah.
You know, as in many productions and just casting on Facebook. They don't care if you're an actor or not.
Yeah.
But theater, it's not necessarily closed in.
You're not the snobs of the acting world.
No, actually.
Especially when we meet people who ask us, don't you have another job?
That time will become snobs.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that not many people go to theater, not many actors that can do theater, because it's not as easy as it looks, that's why they tend to think that we are snobbish, because I guess it's because there are few theater people are
willing to put in that type of work.
Yeah, willing to put in that type of work.
I think theater requires somebody who really puts in so many hours into it, because, you know, for theater there's no take 2. You need to get strong people who can hack it at the given time, and I mean people who can be able to read the audience's mind at the nick of the moment.
And get the reactions that are necessary to move on. Well, thank you so much for being here. It sounds like it's going to be quite the play. I'm sure many people watching will be interested in checking that out. We're going to toss it back to Willis Raburu to wind things up for us this morning.
All right, so clearly some bold decisions that were made from being a priest to getting into the acting field as well. But maybe what do you feel like? You mentioned something that, you know, the same thing that, and I've had it so many times mentioned by actors when they say, like, so do you have another job? Like, so what do you mean, acting as an industry, what are the challenges they're in, and how far have we come, and probably what more needs to be done?
I think most people look at acting as that kind of thing you do, like when probably you failed in school, on the side, like probably you're an accountant and an actor. That's why people ask this question so many times. They don't believe that you can actually just be an actor and be it and live, survive and pay your bills and do everything else.
And then just to the seriousness of the industry, sometimes ukisikia mama anakutana nayo kwa barabara anakuambia, "Hey, Will Broda, sasa niko na msichana wangu amemaliza shule kabla aingie college." I think we need to take it seriously. Like our friend Olwenye said, it takes a lot of hours actually. There's a lot of hours to be put into just preparing into a role and all that.
I know.
So, and again, she is one of the reasons. I mean, one of the examples. You can actually live off this thing.
You can.
And earn some good money out of it.
And plus, like you say, like, for example, over the weekend you have 2 shows, 3 and 7. So imagine how long it even take for you to grasp the lines and then to put out a performance.
It's been about 7 weeks, and it's been really crazy.
On a daily basis. Including Saturdays.
I know, and sometimes you leave the theater so late, and you know you have to be up early because you know you still have your other part, your other life also has to move on. You know. So you're just thinking, oh my God, now how are we going to do this? You know, like yesterday we finished our show, I think at about it was about 9:30, and by the time we were leaving it was 10, and now we had to do everything else. These guys had to be here, I had to be in the studio. But I think it's just the way you arrange your life and the understanding you have even with your other bosses. Like for me, you know, my boss is my friend, and she's even coming to watch the show as well, Joyce. And you know, it's just the way you arrange your schedule, and because sometimes it can be really crazy. But if it is something you really love, then you want to be there. You want to be a part. You want to be a part of it.
All right. Of course, maybe you can tell us when the show will be, the timings. We have a show today at 7. And then we have 2 shows tomorrow, that's Saturday, at 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. And on Sunday we have a show at 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. as well. So where will?
At the National Theatre. At the new, refurbished, renovated National Theatre. It looks so beautiful. Yeah, it's just beautiful to just sit and just look. Even before you watch the play, you're just looking at the place, you're like, hey,
the prizes? Yes, 1,500 shillings at the gate. Unfortunately, the advance tickets closed.
Yeah.
So we are. Lakini kama unataka advance unaweza bongana mimi.
I mean, and I think that is to the ladies only. Okay. I guess maybe as we wrap it up, maybe your thoughts that, of course, every time there are different people who watch us, and there are probably people who want to get in the industry, maybe you can give them some advice as your final words.
What I would say is, if you want to act and it's your passion and it's what you've decided it's what you want to do, there is a lot of work that has to be put into it, extra hours, just like any other profession. To be good at it, you really have to work hard to be where you want to see yourself.
I think industry comes with a lot of tension and a lot of fame. For me, I always advise that always make sure that you're ready to handle it before it comes your way, because it can easily destroy an individual if you're not ready for it.
What I'll say is don't get into theatre for the sake of it. As you wait for something else, nothing icks me more than someone coming to tell me, "Hey, Manzemi, mi utaka ku act." You know, I usually ask them, have you ever gone in front of a police station and told a policeman, "Manzemi, mi utaka ku kuwa police," or a doctor? Because I mean, it looks like. You know, theatre it's so easy. Kuact ni rahisi, si lazima kuenda shule. You don't have to have done anything. If you cannot go in front of a hospital and tell the doctor, "Nutaka kukua daktari," then don't come to me telling me that. Really, do it because you have a passion for it. Because you don't earn much from it, you know. You have to do it for the love. And it's not just here. You will even get it from, you know, the people who are out there, even the big actors, Denzel Washington and all those people. They do it for the love of it. Now the money comes. The money will follow you later. But the passion has to be the first thing that takes you there.
All right, the money will follow you later, as Jackie has said. And also, let us take note that the example she used was Denzel. All right. So of course, thank you guys so much for coming. Make sure you go out there and check out Edufa at the New Republic. Kenya National Theatre, of course. And also you can plug it online. I'm sure, is there a hashtag somewhere you guys can see the
hashtag
Edufa.
Then there is Redefining Theatre, yes, and then there is Gilbert Production.
Gilbert Production, all right, so you can go ahead, and the Gilbert is Gilbert. Yes, all right, so you can go ahead and check that and be sure to be there. It's a nice way of kicking the weekend. So again, thank you guys so much. Remember that we come to the end of the show, but before that we have to remind you, today is Friday, so we have James and Lulu Hassan Kazedena. Then we have one-on-one on women in leadership with Lele Muli. And then we have 10 over 10. We'll have on 10 over 10. We'll have Romain Virgo. We'll have a lot of people, and also we'll help you see why Joy has been excited. With Trey songs and all that. So you can go ahead and check that out as well. So simply follow at Citizen TV Kenya and find out what is going to be happening on this great session. Now, my name is Willie Saburu. On behalf of Fred Indemoli and Joy Mudengi Nanana, reminding you that successful people look like you, and we will see again in the weekend like Manchester United. Have a wonderful day.